Welcome to Dingers and Dashers. My name is Josh alongside my co-host Adam. It's a great day to talk all things hockey and baseball. Let's get into it.
All right, so the MLB season just wrapped up. What do we take away from the end of the season and the shakeups in the standings, Josh?
Well, the MLB as a whole is booming right now heading into their playoffs. There's plenty of bad to get into on the Nats front. We're going to get into that in the second half, but let's start off. Adam, first wild card series. We've got the Dodgers, we've got the Reds playing in Los Angeles. What do we see happening?
Yeah, so I'm excited about that series. I think the Dodgers are, they're an incredible team, great rotation. Reds got a great rotation, and I was expecting a lot. If you listened to our last podcast, I was expecting a lot of the Reds. I expected them to make the playoffs, to win four of the last six games. They did not win four of the last six games. Something else happened for the reason they made the playoffs. And Josh, what was that? Mets, what happened?
Mets, what happened? You blew it. The Mets, wow, what a first half of the season they had. On June 12th, they had a 45-24 record in the MLB, and they wrapped up their first half 13 games over 500. Then All-Star break happens, complete poopy second half. They go
Poopy.
28-37. They missed the MLB playoffs on the last day of the regular season. You know, a year ago, you have all the fans in Citi Field singing the song, Oh My God. 1 year later, you have these fans asking, Oh my God, what just happened? We have Soto, we have Alonso, we've got a lot of big names. We are not going to be playing ball in October.
Yeah, Josh, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about you, but I cannot help but laugh at this. As a Nats fan, it's just so funny to see. I love Soto, and I know you have a little bit of question marks about Soto after the season, but I still believe in Soto, and I'm still a Soto guy. But Mets, oh my God.
It is comedic to look at what just happened, especially we see the struggles in our own season following the Nats here. It's a different kind of heartbreak when you have a team that you can place real expectations on and have that first half where you're the best team in MLB, you're the best team in your division. You're also in a division with the Phillies. You have Kyle Schwarber hitting what 55 home runs this year. You're better than
Oh, I
that
love
team.
Kyle Schwarber.
Oh,
I
he's
love Kyle
great.
Schwarber. Yeah, he's
He's
great.
he's great. He's great. But I mean, the Mets just I can't even begin to break it down because for real, what the hell happened?
It's amazing. Wow, it's so funny. All right, let's get into our MLB playoff predictions. Let's start with that game we just briefed for a little bit, Reds at Dodgers. I got the Dodgers winning that series 2-0. This season, the MLB changed it. Every single game in the wild card, the three-game series, they'll all be played at one stadium. They'll be played at the home stadium, and that'll be the Dodgers. And I think the Reds just struggled too much towards the last six games, and I just think their lineup struggled against like Pirates, struggled against the Brewers, and I think with that nasty Dodgers rotation, they're going to be too much, and they're going to win two games this year.
Yeah, I definitely agree with your take. I see the Dodgers running away with the series, but again, it is October. Anything can happen. And honestly, looking at it for the Reds, this playoff run isn't about winning the World Series. Sure, you always want to, but this is about putting yourself on the map. Hey, we're here. We're a playoff caliber team. We might not go all the way this year. Look at us in 5 years. We're going to be at that finish line. We're going to be holding a trophy up in Cincinnati. I think that this is just the start of a very long run of success for the Reds. But what about the other side of the National League? You have the Padres visiting the Cubs.
Yeah, so this is going to be a really great series. Both have great lineups. Both have a lot of star power. And I'm actually going to give this to the team, the Cubs. Some people I think might be looking on the Padres right now. They're really hot. They got a great lineup. The Cubs cooled down a little bit since they were really hot earlier in the season. But I got to go the Cubs. I think the Wrigley home field advantage is going to be too much, and they're going to win this 2-1.
I'm honestly looking at the game-changing factor is going to be Pete Crow Armstrong. He was able to put the Cubs on his back for so much of the first half of this season. He really cooled off in the second half, but October is where legends are made. And if Pete Crow Armstrong is going to be a legitimate the guy in Chicago, I'm going to be looking to him. Is he going to have that clutch home run? Is he going to steal third base that results in that game-winning run? Is he going to make the diving catch on the warning track? I think that if Pico Armstrong is playing how Pico Armstrong can play at his best, I think the Cubs walk away. But without him producing at the level that he should be expected to produce, I don't see a path where the Cubs win this series. The Padres are red hot.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see PCA too. I think he's going to really pull it away in the playoffs. So let's head into our next game. The Red Sox at the Yankees. This is a crazy rivalry matchup to be seeing in the wild card. And what do you think about it, Josh?
I mean, it's a great series. Last week we talked about, are we going to see Red Sox Yankees? I'm so glad that we're seeing this series. I mean, it's October. Anything can happen, but I personally have the Red Sox taking this series in three. I mean, anything that I'm just going to look at is their head-to-head record this season. The Red Sox are 9-4 against the Yankees this season, and even at Yankee Stadium, they're 5-2. I think that the Red Sox are on a tear. They've made a miraculous comeback this season. The comeback actually started with a 10-game winning streak in July, started against the Washington Nationals. David Martinez and Mike Rizzo were fired after that. So you're welcome, Boston, for getting you to where you are today. But I just don't see a world where the Yankees are too much for the Red Sox. The Red Sox are amazing right now.
Yeah, so I've been back and forth on this series. I could see it going either way, but I'm going to go the other direction. I'm going to go the Yankees winning in 3 games, and I'm just going to say that home field advantage again is going to be too much. But the Red Sox have played in this difficulty position against the Yankees. They've done this before. They've played at Yankee Stadium so often, so I think that they can overcome that. But I think with Aaron Judge, what he's doing right now, with Stanton, what he's doing right now, I think there's going to be some big bombs, going to be some big situations. I think Volpe will get a big hit. He's been doing that sometimes. I know Yankees fans aren't the biggest fans of him, but I think he'll come up clutch, and the Yankees will just sneak away with this dub in a great series.
Yeah, Star Watch. Watch for Nathaniel Lowe. He's been sneaky. He was really, really, really bad in DC this season. In Boston, he's been pretty good. Clutch home runs, clutch RBIs. Look, if Nathaniel Lowe can win the World Series on behalf of the Nats this year, let's go for it.
Yeah, but why can't you do it with the Nats? Like, come on, it happens too often where these guys go off and they just. I mean, it was the same thing with Lucas Giolito. He had like an amazing season after having one of the worst seasons with the Nats, and then he goes to the White Sox and has like one of the best seasons of his career. Like, it's insane.
I was talking with a friend yesterday about the Nats have honestly kind of fed some of the best players in the sport into the playoffs this year. You have Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, and Kyle Schwarber about to take the NL by storm. They have a bye in the wild card round. They'll be awaiting to see who their opponents are at the end of the wild card round. Then you look at the other teams. You've given away some great names. You've given away Nathaniel Lowe. Look, he wasn't great this season. He's still a big name. I mean. I can't think of more Nats right now, but there are more of them.
There really are, yeah. So let's head into the other side of the AL in another division matchup, the Tigers at the Guardians. What do you think on this one, Josh?
Wow. I have legitimately no idea what's going to happen, but Adam, that's October baseball for you. Look, the Tigers are the better team if you look at the record. The Guardians are flaming hot right now. It could really go either way. I'm going to take the Guardians, but quite honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah, so Guardians hot right now, Tigers not. But it's playoff baseball, so anything can happen. And I'm gonna take Tigers in 3. I think again, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I'm picking the Tigers here. I just think something magical is gonna happen in Detroit, and I think these fans need something.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember the factors. The Tigers, if Tarek Skubal has just a lights out start in game one, I mean, you can set if he can go 7 innings and the Tigers can score runs, you're basically up 1-0 that series.
Oh, auto
Um,
win, auto win.
yeah, Tarek Skubal's the guy. Cy Young, uh, year two incoming. Could be. We'll see. But speaking of awards that are given out in MLB, the Washington Nationals just released their team awards for the 2025 season, with the Best Player award going to James Wood. How do we feel about this, Adam?
Yeah, so I think people might be like, oh, Dalen Lyle, because towards the end of the season he was electric, and James Wood kind of wasn't. Led the league in strikeouts. It went downhill for him. He kind of turned it around in the last week, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But I think his first half of the season and what he did for the Nats, he light a little fire in them. He showed that he's got potential to be one of the best players in baseball. And I think we need that from James Wood. So I think it's deserving, but it's a little questionable.
Look, I am a Dalen Lyle guy. Anyone who's talked to me for at least 5 minutes, I've probably brought up Dalen Lyle. I think that he could be big piece of the future here in DC. I think he's been impressive. I think it comes down to sample size. If you're looking at a full season award, Dalen Lyle's only played 90 games with the Nats this season. I want to give it to him so bad. I think Dalen Lyle is the guy in DC right now. But if you look at the whole season, what James Wood has done, he's hit that 30th home run. I think he finished the season with 31 actually now. I think that James Wood has just been a great guy in DC.
Yeah, so heading on to the next award, we got the pitcher of the year for the Nats. So who do we got for that, Josh?
The winner of that was Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah, so I don't think we should be giving out a pitcher award because we don't have a pitcher that's deserving of a pitching award. But if we're gonna give it, maybe it's got to be Mackenzie Gore because of what he did the first half of the season again. But what he did the second half of the season was not deserving. So I know you have a different player that you want to point out there, but in my opinion, just don't give it to anybody. Just forfeit that award for this season. I don't think we deserve it.
In good conscience, as a Washington Nationals fan, as a fan of baseball, the Washington Nationals do not deserve a pitching award for 2025. It should not be Mackenzie Gore after whatever the heck happened to him in the second half of the season. It was, as we say on the podcast, it was a pretty poopy second half of the season. It was bad. Big thumbs down. Swing and a miss did not happen when Mackenzie Gore was on the mound. I think if you have to give an award out, look no further than Brad Lord. Look, he's had some blow up starts. He hasn't been an elite dominant pitcher. He's a rookie drafted in the 18th round. Worked at Home Depot last offseason. He posted a sub 3.5 ERA, 3.50 earned run average. That is, he's been nails. He's been flexible. He's had two stints in the starting rotation, two stints in the bullpen. He's been the guy when the Nats needed a guy. He's been there for them. Mackenzie Gore's great. He's got great stuff, but you need to look at an entire season. If Dallin Lyle's not winning the award because he didn't play the whole season, you can't just look at Mackenzie Gore's part of the season and say he had a great part. Look, he had a great first half, had a really bad second half. And the
Yeah,
fact
really
that
poopy
we're
second half.
poopy, and the fact that we're saying that he's the pitcher of the entire year when half of his season went up in flames and it was poopy. That's all that there is to say
It was
about it.
so poopy, Josh. It was so poopy, and
It
it was unfathomable how poopy it was. And I think we got to move on because of how poopy it was. But yeah, let's move on to the next segment here. All right, so on to a positive that we can look back on this season, or just in general for the Nats organization. Bob Carpenter retiring, a really emotional retirement for him. He's been with the Nats for so many years, and he was just an icon in the for the Washington D.C. area. Bob Carpenter, I was at the game where they honored him a couple days ago, and he was really emotional. It was really cool to see the Nats players. They were all clapping up for him. The fan base, they were all really emotional. Do you want to talk a little about what he's done for the organization, what he's did for the fan base?
Definitely, yeah. Bob Carpenter, the Nats' longtime play-by-play TV commentator. I mean, wow, what a guy. Just an iconic voice, iconic calls. He's been there every moment. Um, he's going to be really missed in DC. He knew the players so well. He knew the team so well, knew the fans so well. Um, Hopefully, it's not a goodbye. It's more of a see you later. If you see what I did there with the
See you
words,
later. Yeah,
his
I
iconic
got you.
home run call there. But he's a great guy, and I think that the Nats were just so lucky to have him. I think it's a little bit poetic that the last game he's going to call for the Washington Nationals is an 8-0 loss to the second worst team in Major League Baseball. But what can you do? Hopefully, we'll see him back soon in DC. If we switch gears across town, all right, all this is happening in one part of DC. Let's head over to Chinatown to Capital One Arena. Wow, 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 wow. The Caps are putting out a great product. Two more goals from Sonny Milano in the preseason game against the Flyers. The Nats improved to 3-0 as of Sunday's shootout win. But Adam, the million-dollar question, three wins in the preseason. It's preseason. Can we be convinced yet that the Caps are going to be this credible across the 82 game season?
I don't think we should take in the score really into consideration for this, more of like how our players' performances are doing. And I think every single goaltender we've seen, we put out all three of our goaltenders out there, and every single one has had a great game. Sonny Milano, these guys who need to prove themselves, LaPierre, they've all been playing great. Ryan Leonard had a nice goal today. So these guys who we need to see have good performances, who maybe struggled a little bit last year, or we need somebody to step up. These guys are playing great. So I don't see why not, why we wouldn't keep it going. I know we shouldn't be looking too much at the scoring, and like you've been saying, it's just the preseason. But what we've been seeing from the performances of these individual players, I don't see why not, Josh.
Definitely. You look at Charlie Lindgren, someone who kind of struggled to find his exact place in the team last year. He did take about half the games in the goal, but it seemed that people were kind of turned off to Lindgren last year. He saved 20 of 22 shots Sunday against the New Jersey Devils in the shootout win. I think that preseason's really unique, and if you're a fan, you should definitely let yourself be encouraged by progress, but you should never let yourself be discouraged by some regression to start the season. Look, as of Sunday, the Carolina Hurricanes, they're 0-3. They haven't won a game. We know how lethal they could be. We can't read into it too much yet, but like you said, it's great to see the players. Hendrik Lapierre with already 5 assists. Um, Caps hockey's alive and well.
Yeah, and that Andrew Cristall shootout winner, that nasty forehand backhand move,
Wow.
that was nice. That was really nice, Josh.
That is a goal scorer's goal right there. And that really brings us into last season. I gotta say, I was very upset with how Washington Capitals shootouts went. Sure, 2-3, not the worst record ever. You're not gonna win them all. But just the strategic moves, Spencer Carby and his coaching staff, what they would put out there, and this is not a knock. I think the Caps have one of the greatest coaching staffs in the NHL right now. I get so upset when I'm sitting there watching a shootout and I see John Carlson out there as the second shooter. He, it's nothing against him. He's a great defenseman. He should not be taking shots in a shootout.
I mean, come on, guys. It's John Carlson who takes slap shots from the point on a shootout. You you need forwards who can make a move. You need guys who are a little more flashy. The defender shootout game isn't working. Change it up. Like, come on. It's really frustrating. And I like what we saw from someone like Andrew Cristall. He needs to prove himself to make the roster. And I think keep getting guys like Sonny Milano, LaPierre, guys like Ryan Leonard. Get these guys in the shootout, even though they're young, even though they don't have much experience. It doesn't like John Carlson getting shootout goals 7 years ago isn't the same as John Carlson now. So I think we really need to change it up. And I'm agreeing with you on this one, Josh.
I could not agree more. Exactly. I look, we won today. I'll take from that. I was even upset to Alexei Protas when he was up in the shootout. We know he has moves. We know what he could do. We saw it last season. He legitimately skated in a straight line to about 15 feet away from the goalie and shot it into his right pad. What is that? Or Jacob Chikrin went up with
That
just
was
a slap,
pathetic. Yeah.
went up just to hit a slap shot. What was your energy bar running low when you got to the goal and that's all you could do? You got to make a move. You got to do something. And look, we can't read into it. It's preseason. We came away with the win, but it's a concerning thing that I want to flag now. In a shootout, Kristall's goal, the reason it worked is he came in side to side, he got the goalie out of position, and he went in and capitalized with a great shot. You can't just come in and aimlessly shoot. You need to shoot with intention when you're in a shootout. In a shootout, there has to be intention and pinpoint precision.
Yeah, sometimes I don't mind the Chikrin slap shot. I don't mind a slap shot on the shootout, but you got to be confusing the goalie just a little bit. Make him think you're going to go away, make him think you're going to go that way, and then you can take a slap shot. But just a slap shot right into his pad, I mean, that's a little pathetic. Like, come on, we're NHL players here. Like, we need to be making better efforts than that.
It's tough to watch those kind of shootouts, but the bottom line is this: the Washington Capitals came away with a win. Joby and Locker have been great back in the booth. Yes, those are
Oh,
your
it's great
Caps
to see. It's great to
announcers.
see.
Just thinking back on Bob Carpenter's retirement, now Joby and Locker are still with the Caps. We are so blessed in DC to have, look, for as poopy as your teams might be, our announcers are incredible. Even if you want to go into the Nats radio announcers, Dave Jagler, Charlie Slows, the Caps radio announcer, his name is John Walton. You
Yeah,
have
John Walton.
really great guys at DC, and I think that we should be appreciative of that this season. We're gonna be listening to history potentially with the Washington Capitals as Ovechkin was gonna become the first player to reach 900 goals, and then 950, 1,000. Speaking of Ovechkin, Adam's got the Ovios. I've got the new cereal, the Ovi's Great Crunch. It's nutritious, it's delicious, 4 grams of protein. If you want to be this guy, and I apologize for the Spotify listeners who can't see, I'm holding up the box of Ovi's Great Crunch, the cereal exclusively at Giant. This is not a sponsorship, though. We are not sponsoring or promoting anything. We're just saying Ovi's Great Crunch. It's great. Um, it's actually pretty good. I had it the other day for breakfast. Not bad. Filled me up.
Yeah, can you give a Cheerio a try right now for us? Just tell us what you think about it.
Oh, well, I'll stop you right there. It's not a Cheerio. It's a
Oh,
bran
oh,
flake. It's a
oh, it's a brand
bran
flag. That's
flake
on me.
cereal. But let's reach
Hey,
into
give
our
give it a
little.
try and rate it out of 10 here. Give it a little try for us.
Here we go. We've got Ovi's Great Crunch.
Ooh, I don't hear the crunch though. Do we have a crunch there?
I could try one more time for you.
Yeah, try to get a crunch for us. I want to hear the Ovi's Great Crunch. Speaking of Great Crunch, why are we naming Ovi's Great Crunch? We couldn't have come up with a better name. Oh, okay. I hear it a little bit. I heard the crunch.
It's a great crunch. Yeah. Um, I'm not finished eating here, but
Yeah, what would we give it right there? Out of 10, what rating would we give it there?
it's good. Let's give it a 7.5. With milk, it would be a 9. But
Ooh.
it needs that milk. Yeah. What is Ovi's Great Crunch? We have a marketing team from a professional league's disposal. We think of Ovi's Great Crunch.
I mean, come on. We could have came up with a better name than that. Actually, next show we'll come up with 5 better names than that, and we'll share with on the show. Like that's
And
ridiculous. Ovi's Great Crunch.
if you have a better name than Ovi's Great Crunch, drop it in the comments. Email us at dingersandashers@gmail.com. I'm not sure what we're doing there, but I mean, it's a great crunch. You heard it here first. You legitimately heard it here first. I want you tell me, have you honestly heard anyone else eat this cereal into a microphone? No, you heard it on Dingers and Dashers. It was here.
Go tell your friends, guys. Come on. All right, let's head into our let's head into our next segment.
Yeah,
Getting away from the Ovi's Great Crunch.
I'll just note if we seem a little bit off topic, we're a little bit tired ourselves. We both played in some sports tournaments today, but we're here, Dingers and Dashers every Wednesday.
We don't quit, man. We don't quit. Please join
Never.
us every single week. We don't quit. We don't want you to quit on us. All right, so let's head into our next segment, Nat and Cap of the Week. A big retirement in the Nationals organization. Someone who's
That's
been
right.
playing, someone's been playing somewhere else. Someone's been playing somewhere else. Michael A. Taylor, Josh.
What a guy. What a guy. I love Michael A. Taylor. Um, it- Look, it's rare that a player is this loved when every game he seemed to go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. But it's Michael A. Taylor.
It's it's so funny.
Yeah,
We
he
love
was.
him here. We love him on the show. I mean, the 2019 World Series and the Wild Card game against the Brewers when he started the rally with the hit by pitch. It's Michael A. Taylor getting hit by a pitch starting the rally. He's not getting that big hit. He's getting a hit by pitch. It's Michael A. Taylor. We love him.
Yeah,
He's a
exactly. I mean,
classic Nat.
you gotta find ways to contribute. If you can't hit, get on base. He was a speedy guy. Someone else with great speed would be our Caps Throwback Player of the Week, Brooks or Pick. Remember that name? Check on the 2018 Stanley Cup section. You'll see that name there. It was his birthday this past Friday. We wish him a very happy birthday on Dingers and Dashers.
Dashers. Yeah, so
Dashers!
yeah, Brooks Orpik was my guy. I mean, I don't know if you look back, go back to this one hit. I remember there was a guy coming skating, Brooks Orpik coming and he hip checked him. The guy went flying. You remember that hit? That was an insane hit by Brooks Orpik.
I do.
He's someone who's gonna cheer up the fan base, get the bench going, and Brooks Orpik, legend for the Caps.
I actually remember we were together. We watched that game together. I remember jumping up with you when he laid that hit. Wow, wow, wow. Brooks Orpik, what a guy.
We love a good hip check on the show. The guy goes
Love it.
flying. We love it. I mean, we're
It's
so
good.
ecstatic here on the show for Brooks Orpik for hip checks. Michael A. Taylor. I mean, what a segment! What a segment we got here. Um, Always great crunch. We're losing it here a little bit. We might end it in a minute, but Josh, you want to let us know anything else?
Look, we might have gone in a little bit too harshly on some teams this week, but the bottom line is this: the Nats season has wrapped up. MLB playoffs are here. The Caps are off to a great start. Thank you for tuning in this week on Dingers and Dashers every Wednesday. See you
See you
later.
later.